this big problem that is all over this place.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, number.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Waziri, there is a problem in Sirisia, and this problem is about the vehicles. Our vehicles were borrowed to go to Lamu when there was a problem there. 5 years down the line, we've not received them back, and there's a lot of problems in Sirisia because of theft. People are stealing coffee, going to the other neighboring country. People are stealing animals, cows, to go to the neighboring countries. The police are using border. Even the OCPD, the 4 OCSs, because we have 4 police stations. So we are waiting for these vehicles, Waziri, to be replaced. The 3 vehicles that were taken by the Interior Ministry to be brought back. Thirdly, secondly, Honorable Speaker, the problem of Sirisia also is about encroaching. I want the minister to take charge and take action about Jangara division. Jangara is in Bungoma West, Sirisia division, but there is an officer in the office of the president who is corrupt, called Osia. Just gazetted the division and took there the DO, and we have been cool. I've been cooling down my people, Honorable Speaker, but we have reached a point when people will fight. I think the ministry or the CS will not blame the people or blame the politicians, because this thing went to the Senate, and the Senate took action, discussed and deliberated about it, and saw that Jangara is in Sirisia, Jangara is in Bungoma, not Busia. I want you...
Appointment.
No, Honorable Speaker, give me a minute. I'm requesting Waziri to remove the DO from Jangara and decassette the division. Otherwise, we will not be blamed. Thank you.
Murugara. Give Murugara the mic.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much. Honorable CS, you began by commending NGCDF for putting up police stations and posts. But I regret to inform you that I will name 6 of them in the Raka constituency that have been put up by NGCDF. But for the last almost 5 years for each, we do not have any police officers there. What assurance do you give to us that as soon as you pass out the 10,000 recruits in Kiganjo, these police posts and stations will now be fully operationalized and we will have police officers there? They are as follows: Karini Police Post in Chakariga, Kirigicha Police Base in Mukothima, Kachiongo Police Post in Mukothima, Kironi Police Post in Gatunga, Karandini Police Post in Gatunga, and Tonya Police Post in Mariband. Thank you.
Kipchumba will be the last.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question to the Cabinet Secretary. First of all, we just have to appreciate that police officers risk life and limb in service to this nation, and that when they get injured, we must remember that they should not be a liability. They should be seen as an asset. As you've shared that you are reviewing some acts and bills that you have in mind, like the National Police Service Veterans and Fallen Heroes Bill, I'd wish to ask, what policies are you putting in place to assist injured officers to be reassigned or retrained on the new potentials that they have after acquiring disability? And then what are you doing about those officers who are now stagnated? I have about 3 of them that have visited my office. They got injured in 2014 and they were corporal, one was a senior sergeant. Everybody has been promoted up the ladder. They've been left to stagnate. What are you doing about that?
Point made.
Thank you.
Kipchumba. Taitumu. Just press the button and you'll get the mic.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I will be very brief. First of all, Waziri, you made a pronouncement on 2nd of this month about an operation in the upper part of Eastern. This was received with a lot of jubilation from my constituents and the larger part of the Meru that borders the Isiolo and the Borana side. Mr. Speaker, the irony is that on 9th of this month, Kairi's vehicle, that is Wilson Kairi's cows, 98 of them were rendered and taken to Mulango Hills. None of those cows were recovered. On the 10th of this month, cows belonging to Totene by Mula, 14 of them, were also driven to Mulima Levendera in Samburu East. What are the officers doing to recover those animals despite the operation that is taking place? 2, CS is on the facilitation of officers in those areas that are highly affected by predatory activities. I would like to know what measures are used when facilitating the officers in terms of fuel, because we have some parts of this country that are not in dire need, like officers who are in areas that are predatory prone,
Thank you.
like Yempa North.
The very last, John Paul. Matia umefungiwa nje.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, few weeks ago, some young people from Kenya were reported killed in Russia and others in Ukraine. I want to know from the ministry if it is the ministry who are recruiting the young people to go and fight in Russia. Or if it is not the ministry, how are they dealing with the agencies who are recruiting? Because there is some information out there that it is the government which is recruiting these young people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister, can you answer all those in 10 minutes?
Okay, Mr. Speaker, I'll try my best. On the question of Honorable Cynthia Muge, on this young man who was caught in crossfire of banditry. It's very unfortunate, Mr. Speaker. An engineer was going about his work, was attacked on the road, this Kainuk Road, as a result of this banditry issue. Mr. Speaker, my condolences to his family. And unfortunately, as a government, we don't have a policy yet on compensation victims of crime, including banditry. Mr. Speaker, there would be need as government to see how that will happen, because and it is not confined to banditry alone. What about somebody who has been robbed in his house, in his office, robbed in their shops, murder in a particular area? So it is there has to be a whole policy on how this will be handled. Mr. Speaker, if the family has not been explained to, I will take it upon myself to inform the Inspector General of Police so that the police officers can send someone to explain to their family the circumstances. Whether or not these people will be arrested, it's not easy, Mr. Speaker, to promise here that bandits are easy to be arrested. That's why we carry out the kind of operations we do. And Mr. Speaker, but intelligence will continue to be gathered to know exactly who was involved. Mr. Speaker, once we have the information, the National Police Service will go after the criminals, Mr. Speaker. And this will not be a first incident. A number of them have been attended to or dealt with. Mr. Speaker, in Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet County who have committed similar offences. On the question of Lysamis, I've taken note of the boundary between the two constituencies where there is a problem of an emerging problem as a result of grazing, looking for pasture and water, and then has caused conflict among these communities. Mr. Speaker, the DIG has taken note of the same, so as requested by the honourable member. On the question of Runyenjes, first, Mr. Speaker, where is the honourable Karemba? Okay, since he has already gone, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to commend him that his residents or his voters, Mr. Speaker, must be congratulated for working hard to grow cash crops. Because, Mr. Speaker, and this government must be appreciated that the value of cash crops has gone so high that it's attracting, Mr. Speaker, thieves to steal coffee and other cash crops. Mr. Speaker, coffee theft across the country is a big challenge for us because of the prices that it attracts. And that's why you had Honorable Aluke. You know, the other day, even some robbers attacked a transporter in Keses, in Cheptiret there, and only to steal coffee. So, Mr. Speaker, it means that coffee prices is a very precious commodity now across the country. And the CS of Agriculture, Samutai Kagwe, has written to me severally to see how we designate some police officers, how the IG can establish a unit that can take care of farm produce, especially pricey commodity like coffee, avocados, among other cash crops. So, Mr. Speaker, we will up our game in Runyenjes, and I will inform the IG as has been raised by the honourable member. On the specific incident of Ijara, as raised by Honourable Abdi Ali, Mr. Speaker, I will then proceed to present the information to the IG so that a comprehensive situation analysis is done and an answer is given as to the whereabouts of the citizen that has been, or a resident of that county that is still unknown and accounted for. Mr. Speaker, on Magarini, that's also a specific case involving a specific land. Honorable Kombe has raised this issue, and in Kongoni and other areas. I will take up also the same issue. The DIG has already noted being here so that it can be attended to. Same as the one for Abdi Ali and the others. Honorable Sunguli, I agree. I think we had a good security operation in Angata Parikoi, but we remember between me and you, we agreed that when the situation is stabilized, we will go back there for Baraza now, a security Baraza. That should be together with Lolgorian area where we have gold issues, and I have taken note of the offices you have constructed so that we can see what can be done, and that should go together with the question of Honorable Murugara, that, Mr. Speaker, we should also, these police stations we are building, I'm sure it's being done together after having consulted the county and the sub-county security team, so that the security needs are assessed and it is known that these facilities are being built for specific purpose, so that the IG cannot delay in terms of resourcing. And I will follow up the question of Masurura, yes, and the Lolgorian and the DCI office as been requested by my very able predecessor many years back. Mr. Speaker, and Honorable Tongoyo has raised a very important issue on the construction. His Excellency proposed that housing, as part of it, the component of infrastructure in the various constituencies, should build 300 police stations. I had a meeting with the Department of Housing this week on Monday, and we have agreed the IG is working on the numbers that will be presented to the housing to do the 300, and the Housing Ministry is ready to do so as part of the ecosystem of housing projects. On the other 300 police stations to be built based on the budget, we will be submitting again a proposal in the upcoming budget for the 2026-2027 to ensure that this is captured. And then on the question of the other 300 by members of parliament, we need to have, I don't know, Mr. Speaker, what mechanism, maybe the committee of CDF or which committee of actually, our committee should be able to convene a meeting, even if it's a Kamukunji, with the members of parliament and give us the proposed and be shared equitably to give us the proposed police stations that will be built by CDF. We will try to distribute that equitably. Maybe when we give you from housing 2 police stations, you should also build another 2, so that then there is an incentive. We need to think about a formula of distribution of the same. On the question of vehicles, I think Honorable Aluke was with DIG this week for the vehicles issue and was assured that in the next 200 we are expecting, as we distribute it equitably across the country, Sirisha will at least benefit from 1. And then the question of Changara division, the Speaker, the officer who was mentioned, Mr. Osia, does not gazette administrative units. It is only the Cabinet Secretary who gazettes administrative units, Mr. Speaker. So we should not take blame to any of government officials who cannot defend themselves here. Mr. Speaker, the best of the knowledge we have at the moment is that Changara is in Busia County. But now that we know there is a dispute, there is also a mechanism of resolving that dispute within the ministry. And Mr. Speaker, I am sure you are not conflicted because you are the Speaker of the entire Republic. But on this matter, I must promise that, Mr. Speaker, I will then have to convene a meeting between the leaders of Bungoma, affected leaders in Bungoma and Busia, and we resolve that issue of boundary. This is not confined to Busia and Bungoma alone. We have similar cases across the country, and we can solve it amicably. I do not wish that, I am very concerned, Mr. Speaker, that Honorable Aluke is speaking in a threatening language, that if something happens, we should know. The Speaker, coming from Honorable Aluke, we take it very seriously, and I request that we do it peacefully.
What is it, Aluke?
Honorable Speaker, you have been a member of parliament for Sirisia. You have been a senator in the Senate, even the Waziri. You will know very well that Changara is in Sirisia. So the minister who cassetted, I think he was misinformed. And you, as a former member of parliament for Sirisia, you can give a good direction or advice to the minister. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, this matter, I would not wish that the Speaker be put on the spot, because first, there is no contest. I have already agreed that we can sit down with the leaders to resolve the question of the boundary so that we do not have a problem. So, and it can be done amicably. The thing is that no matter which side the boundary is, the responsibilities of the security team, whether it's an SCC or his team, is to provide law and order. And they do not appropriate any resources, Mr. Speaker, to the extent that you can say that any part will be disadvantaged. If it's in Bungoma, we celebrate that Bungoma is now safe by having a SCC who is there. So the SCC should not be pitted against leaders, one county against the other, because their role anyway, they serve any part of Kenya without consideration of their political boundaries.
Let me not lock out Jematia. Let me see no other hand. Not Jematia, I'm giving.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to rise and thank the Minister for good work. Mr. Speaker, we have a problem in my county, Baringo, where most of the NPRs who are recruited during the harsh times of banditry, they are doing a very good job, but they have a problem on their stipend. They are supposed to be paid some stipend by government at least every month, but most of them have reported that they have not been getting these monies, and it can take them up to 5 months, and they receive very little,
Point
according
made.
to what they had agreed on.
Thank you
So much, Mr. Speaker.
Minister, you have.
And their uniforms also. They don't have uniforms. Sometimes they go use Tata clothes. Thank you.
You respond to Kipchumba's
And John
issue
Paul's, yeah.
and John Paul.
And Kipchumba. The Speaker, let me start with the, so that I don't
Very
forget
quickly.
the NPR one. We are in the process now of digitizing the payment of NPR, and that will help us weed out the ghost NPRs, because we believe of the 7,000 there are a number of ghost ones, and I think once we do that exercise and so that they can get their payment digitally, then we'll be able to sort. We remember that also we have a problem of command and control. So we've been working hard to make sure that NPRs are reporting to the OCS, so for accountability, or attached to our security camp where security operations are ongoing. And I agree with her that because the payments usually is done after 3 months. Maybe once we do the vetting and digitize, we can now pay them directly to their accounts or to their M-Pesa numbers as may be agreed. Honorable Harold Kipchumba, I think that beyond the veterans bill that we are working on, currently the officers who get injured at work are redeployed if they are still able to, or able and willing to perform other duties, office duties, or duties that may not require physical presence or running around and so forth. But the National Police Service is a very compassionate police service, and they take this issue of colleagues very seriously. That's why even this last year, I think the year before, they started a process of commemorating and remembering veterans, and that process is going on. As with the veterans bill, I think it will be stronger, it will be concretized, and we will have more benefits. When the bill comes to this house, we will benefit also from the wisdom and knowledge that you have in this area. And good to see you here, Honorable Kipchumba, because we serve together in the Senate with the Speaker. And the question of Taitumu, it is true. When you start an operation, Mr. Speaker, the results does not become instant. But Honorable Taitumu will agree with me that the rates have gone down and the situation is fairly contained. But we must continue. Like, for example, the operation that is going on in Murkomen Forest, we have seen many livestock there. The next phase is that once this livestock is, we are able to get them, we should be able now to call the beneficiaries to come and identify their livestock. It is true that we still have this challenge in that area, and it's not going to happen. We are not going to sort it instantly, but we are in the process. A number of recoveries, just as you mentioned, the ones that have not recovered, a number of recoveries have been achieved in that area. Let's give time to this particular operation. It is my intention, and as I promised you, one-on-one, that now I can come there and have something to tell the people because of the process that is ongoing in the operation. I agree with you in terms of, we were discussing with DIG here, and the IG should take note of that, that even when these vehicles come, we should start with the most vulnerable areas, the places like your constituency and the northern part of the country who have serious security problems. On the question of regarding John Paul's question, the information we have is that most of the people, Kenyans who are lured to go and fight in Russia, they don't go straight. Some have not gone straight. Some have gone through getting some employment work in Middle East. Some are even recruited in Middle East. They are already doing the normal security work, private security work, and then they are picked, taken to Russia, taken through push-ups for 2 days or so, given a gun for the first time in their life, and then they are put on the forefront. It's a very, very painful situation. Some, of course, who are recruited here, we have had situations where former police officers, former forces people, and so forth are targeted for recruitment, and they go there intentionally. Although when they're living here, they live here they know where they are going and they know what they want to go and do, but they work together with the agents and disguise it as going for seminars, not seminars, to go and work in hotels, to work in construction sites and so forth. Only be known to them in some cases. In some cases they don't know. In some cases they know. So that's why the Prime Cabinet Secretary is going there to have diplomatic engagement with the government of Russia on this particular subject because it's very painful. I know a story told about a family that quietly went there, 3 sons, and 2 were killed instantly, because no training, no nothing, no knowledge of the place. People are going to fight in a snowing area, very cold. They have no ability to deal with these issues. The agencies that are involved are being investigated. There is ongoing work between the relevant ministry, which is of labor, together with the National Police Service through the Office of DCI, to investigate the ministries, the agents who are misleading these people or misleading the public. Even if they are colluding with the affected people, they are misleading the public as to the work opportunities for these young people. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Minister, as we close.